Hello, YouTubers and fellow bushcrafters. This is Stanley from the Deep South Experience, and I'm at St. Joseph Catholic Cemetery in Port Gibson, Mississippi, which is a burial location of a very important person in this area, and it's known to a lot of people and not known to a lot of people. But this little placard here, if you can read it, I'll read it in case you can't. Port Gibson Historic Tour, Roman Catholic Cemetery, 700 Coffee, 1850s. Rezin Bowie and his wife are buried here. According to tradition, Rezin invented the Bowie Knife, which his brother Jim Bowie fought the duel and became well known in history. And the duel that they're referring to is the Great Sandbar Duel that was fought down across the river from Natchez, which is now Vidalia, and that was where Bowie became legend, and so did the knife. This is the cemetery, very small, very quaint. There's one other historic significance down here that I want to show you. Port Gibson was a location with some skirmishes during the Civil War when Grant was trying to make his approach to Vicksburg. And he crossed the river at Bayou Pier, and right here is a location of Confederate soldiers that were lost in those skirmishes. And I'm not going to walk all the way down the hill, but there's 3, 6, 9, 12 that I think are all unknown. And the rest of them are marked. I'm not sure of that. I looked at one time, but I know that almost half of those are all unknown. So going back up the hill, trying to avoid the sun, we'll go to the location of Rezin's tomb. His sister bought this land and helped found the church that carries this name, St. Joseph Catholic Church. And also the parish, the Catholic parish, is known as Bowie Parish. And we'll kind of stall here because I've got a truck driving up that's very loud mufflers, as usual. Typical of this area. Just give you another view of the whole cemetery. And this is the tombs. Martha Andrell, daughter of Rezin, and Margaret Bowie. If I'm not mistaken, his wife is buried here too. And I did not know that that was his daughter. I assumed a while ago that that was his wife there. But this is Rezin's grave, his tombstone. So, he's the inventor of the Bowie knife, which is shrouded in mystery, because nobody knows exactly what it looked like. The only thing he ever said about it was 9 1/4 inches long and 1 1/2 inches wide. From best guesses, it basically resembles a kitchen butcher knife with a small guard on the end. The history is fascinating of Rezin and his brother. Slave traders, whiskey makers, land speculators, hung out with Lafitte, But Rezin was born in Tennessee, moved down here, and died in New Orleans. And originally buried in St. Gabriel Catholic Cemetery in Plaquemine Parish, Louisiana. And then after his sister bought the land, she moved his gravesite here. And I guess that was because the family owned it. I've done research and I really cannot understand why they moved this gravesite. And I was under the impression that this was his wife, so now I'm discovering that was incorrect. This is Martha, his daughter. So I'm not sure where his wife is buried, but I do know that there are some other graves over here that one of the Moors was buried in, and I'm wondering if that was her maiden name. That she was remarried and then buried here. Yep, this is not it. I've only been here once prior, so I'm just, I think I just walked completely away from it. So maybe she did remarry. I'll have to look some more into that. But she kept the Bowie name and then added another last name. John Taylor Moore, Eva Ann Bowie Moore. And I thought Elva was his sister. Died Fairview Plantation, July 21st, 1873. Who was instrumental in building our church and rectory. So this was his sister. All right. I'm confused, but everything about the Bowies is confusing. Interesting story if you ever want to learn some really neat stuff about the Bowie knife. I suggest a movie called The Iron Maiden and, excuse me, my heavy metal days are coming back on me. The Iron Mistress, which was also a movie, and it was an Arkansas cutlery blacksmith that made the Bowie knife out of a meteor. Made it for Rezin and gave it to James. Okay, well, it's been a long day. I've been on a deer stand and had to clean a deer earlier tonight, so till next time, this is Stanley from Deep South. Peace.